Vancouver's presale condo market is collapsing faster than most people realize. Today, I'm going to show you how few units are actually selling, how many projects are being canceled, and why developers across the province are suddenly slamming on the brakes. But there's a twist almost no one is talking about. This doesn't just look like a collapse, it's also setting up to be one of the biggest opportunities regular buyers will see in years. By the end of this episode, I'm going to help you understand exactly what's happening, what's coming next for BC, and how to position yourself instead of watching this unfold on the news. Let's go. Canada's presale condo market has been struggling for years, but in BC and especially in Metro Vancouver, the numbers are now showing something more severe. Presale activity has slowed to a crawl. Some months we've seen almost no meaningful new projects launch at all. Sales of new condos have fallen dramatically from their peak. Absorption rates are well below the 10-year average. So in plain English, that means developers are trying to bring product to the market and buyers simply just aren't showing up. At the same time, cancellations and project delays are accelerating. Thousands of presale units across BC have been scrapped, postponed, or converted into purpose-built rentals. We're seeing it in Surrey, Burnaby, Coquitlam, and across the region. Many developers, they can't hit the presale targets required to secure construction financing. To build a tower, lenders often want to see 70% or so of the units sold before the first shovel hits the ground and any funds for construction funds have been advanced. If those sales don't materialize, the project never becomes condos. It either gets delayed, redesigned, or converted quietly into purpose-built rental. You'd think all these cancellations would shrink supply, but that's not what's happening because a wave of projects pre-sold years ago during low interest rates and massive demand are already under construction. The debts, they've been taken, the holes are dug, concrete is poured, and those units are coming to market no matter what today's buyers want. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Metro Vancouver's completed but unsold inventory is climbing to levels that we haven't seen in years. Thousands of finished homes are sitting on developer balance sheets waiting for buyers. And if absorption doesn't improve, that number could grow meaningfully. So we now have two forces hitting the market at once. We've got developers starting fewer new projects and a massive wave of already started projects adding more completed inventory. So let's talk about pricing because this is where the math really breaks. Pre-sale condos are still selling when they sell at a huge premium to resale. In many areas, pre-sales are close to 30, sometimes 40% more expensive per square foot than comparable resale units. Developers, they're not pricing high because they're greedy. They literally can't build at resale prices. Between land, city fees, taxes, and construction costs, they're just too high. So buyers compare pre-sale pricing to larger, better located resale units and say, why the F would I pay more for less? And they walk away. This has led to collapsing sales for concrete towers, fewer launches, months with almost no major concrete projects coming to market. Construction starts are dropping sharply. Vancouver condo starts are down double digits from their peak. The number of units under construction has already slipped from record highs. Developers, they're pressing pause, they're watching, they're waiting, they're testing incentives instead of breaking ground. We just saw a developer offer 25% off, and that same development that technically sold out just declared bankruptcy. Meanwhile, unsold finished inventory continues piling up. More brand new units sitting on the market every single day. More investors trying to sign their contracts. More owners realizing that their carrying costs outweigh rental income. Add a softening resale condo market, sticky interest rates, and rents that are no longer climbing as fast, and you get stress across the system. More forced listings, more financial pressure, more quiet conversations about how to exit. I have them daily. And if you're a Canadian in your late 30s or early 40s juggling a mortgage or trying to get into the market, this is exactly where things become dangerous and strategic at the same time. Because this phase of the cycle determines who gets ahead and who gets stuck with the wrong property at the wrong moment. If you're an investor who bought a pre-sale at peak pricing, this is a high-risk environment. Your exit strategy, it's no longer guaranteed. You may be competing with developers still selling inventory, other investors trying to assign contracts, and a resale market that is cheaper than what you paid on paper years ago. If you're a developer, you're dealing with higher costs, slower sales, tougher financing, and a cautious buyer pool. That's why so many projects are being delayed or canceled, But this channel that we're on right now is about strategy, not fear. And there's another side to this story. While things look painful today, this is exactly how the next opportunity forms, because every time developers stop building, they're shrinking future supply. Let's not think today, let's think tomorrow. And that's the part most people overlook. Every tower that doesn't start this year is 200 to 400 fewer homes available 3 to 5 years from now. Every canceled launch is a gap in future supply. Every rental conversion is a building that will never be available for purchase. Right now, it feels like we're drowning in inventory, but fast forward 3 to 5 years, imagine interest rates that are meaningfully lower, immigration patterns stabilized, population growth continues, demand will return. If there aren't enough new units in the pipeline, prices, they're not going to stay flat. They move, and they often move quickly. We've seen this pattern repeatedly time and time. Boom, overbuilding, slowdown, cancellations, underbuilding, then demand returns into a tighter supply base. Right now, we're deep in the slowdown and underbuilding phase. This is still pain, and there's still more pain ahead. More cancellations, more tough calls, more people who wish they had been more conservative. But there are also real opportunities for end users to buy finished units at discounts because developers need liquidity. Opportunities for buyers who are prepared, patient, and financially stable. Opportunities to upgrade into a better product without entering bidding wars. Opportunities to strengthen your financial position rather than speculate. Paying down debt, improving cash flow, building a bigger down payment, learning which pre-sales to avoid entirely, and knowing when you're better off buying high quality resale instead. Sure, Canada and BC's pre-sale markets are under real pressure, and yes, developers and investors are feeling pain. But if you understand the cycle, this doesn't have to be scary. It can be a roadmap. The people who win in real estate aren't the ones chasing last year's story. They're the ones who understand where we are right now and position themselves for what's coming next. Once you're done with this one, check out last week's episode where I broke down what the Bank of Canada had to say about the 2026 rate forecast.